Live from the National News Studio, Sri Lanka.
A pleasant evening and a very warm welcome to the National News Broadcast. We are coming to you live from Rupavahini's News Studios. I'm Badulla Ananda.
And I am Lakshit Edrisingh. We start off tonight's news bulletin by taking a quick look at the headlines.
The President reiterates that the problem relating to the IGP will be resolved within a week and steps will be taken for a free election. Sri Lanka wins the Asian Women's Cricket crown for the first time. The opposition leader says that after his victory, monitoring of the development of every village will be done through digital and AI technology. Andra Kumari Disanayake says the country should embark upon a new political journey. A successful paddy harvest from the Yalla season. Wildfires burn thousands of acres in California. Now for those and other stories in detail. President Ranil Wickremesinghe emphasizes that the issue regarding the appointment of the Inspector General of Police will be resolved within a week through consultation with the Speaker and Chief Justice.
ජනාධිපතිතුමන්ගේ සම්ප්‍රාප්තිය සිදු වෙන මොහොත අපි හැමෝම නැගී සිටමින් ඕනෑමට වෙහෙස මහන්සි වූ ශ්‍රී ලංකා ප්‍රජාතාන්ත්‍රික සමාජවාදී
The President participated in the Jayagamu Sri Lanka Colombo district program held yesterday at the Homagama bus station premises. Parliamentarians Premnathi Dolawatta and Yadamini Gunawardena as well as government officials, principals, parents and students were in attendance. President Ranil Wickremesinghe said that last week a case was filed in the Supreme Court claiming that the procedure appointing the Inspector General of Police was wrong. An appeal and a request were submitted to the Supreme Court as they need its approval according to the Constitution. It was stated that the appeal could be made in the traditional way, which is nothing unusual. However, the Supreme Court announced that the Inspector General of Police would be removed from his post and suspended from work despite there being no facts about it. However, when further observed, it was understood that the petition filed before the Supreme Court presents the facts to establish a prima facie case and the decision about the Inspector General of Police has been based on the said petition. The President added that the next day the opposition leader brought up the matter in Parliament. The Speaker was absent that day, but when he returned, the Prime Minister raised the matter again. The Speaker then decided that the Constitutional Council is part of Parliament and therefore the court cannot examine its internal workings. As a result, the Speaker stated that the appointment is lawful. The Supreme Court says this is illegal and should be banned, while Parliament declares it is legal. With September 21st set as the election date, this situation could become a significant problem. So the President said he had discussed this with the Venerable Mahanayaka Theras, the Chairman of the Election Commission and other leaders. They all agreed that they need to find a solution to this issue. They cannot let it collapse like this because it is the people who will be affected. The President further said he views this issue from a different perspective. Rather than focusing on the appointment of the Inspector General of Police or the Constitutional Council meeting, the President said that he refers to Article 4 of the Constitution, which states that elections are part of the people's sovereignty and that they must honour this sovereignty. According to Article 106 of the Constitution, the Election Commission is empowered to conduct free and independent elections in the country. The period for holding such elections began on the 17th of July. It is their absolute duty to fully support the Election Commission in conducting this free and independent election. Minister Manusha Nanayakara inquired the Election Commissioner whether his photo could be posted on this platform. They requested to remove it. He said that this is not a problem for him. They need to have discussions and debates about this. However, the Supreme Court also had a duty to consult the Election Commission on this matter. According to Article 106 of the Constitution, the Election Commission has to request police officers through the Inspector General of Police, not from the DIG. This must come from the Inspector General of Police. He has inquired as to how without any Inspector General of Police they could secure the necessary officers. The required number of police officers should be requested this week, and if delayed it will not be possible and the election cannot be held. Therefore, this issue is very important on this matter. Likewise, the Parliament should have asked the Election Commission about these issues and provided a decision. A failure to do so has created a significant problem. The President said he does not want the election to be postponed and he was not ready to delay it beyond September 21st and added that he was determined to hold this election as planned. Voting for their preference is not a problem and it is the right of the voter. They need to stop going to court now and find a solution. They must decide whether to defuse this situation or let it explode. They cannot allow it to blow up. It needs to be dismantled and deactivated piece by piece. Both Parliament and the Supreme Court must act accordingly. Therefore, they ask that both the Speaker and the Chief Justice discuss and resolve this issue. He said he spoke to the Speaker in the morning and he mentioned that he had sent a letter to the Attorney General and said he is ready to talk to the Chief Justice. He said that he will also inform the Chief Justice to discuss this. They must solve this problem within this week. Under the Constitution, the President is responsible for the country's security. The Supreme Court punished President Maithripala Sirisena for failing to protect the country. They need the police to ensure the country's safety, and the Intelligence Division and the Special Task Force must be operational. He questioned what will happen if they lose these capabilities. Therefore, the President declared that a new campaign to combat drugs is scheduled to begin this week and it should start on time. Therefore, he declared that after discussing with the Speaker and the Chief Justice, this issue will be resolved and the Election Commission will be able to hold the election on the 21st of September.
Are we going to diffuse this or are we going to explode? Make a පිපිරෙන්න ඉඩ දෙන්න බෑ. එහෙනම් අපි මේක නිෂ්ක්‍රීය කරන්න ඕමනයි කෑල්ලෙන් කෑල්ල අරගෙන. ඒකට පාර්ලිමේන්තුවයි ශ්‍රේෂ්ඨාධිකරණයයි දෙකම ක්‍රියා කරන්න ඕනේ. මම කියන්නේ මේකට හොඳ මේක කතානායකතුමයි අග්‍රවිනිශ්චයකාරතුමයි දෙන්න කතා කරලා මේ ප්‍රශ්නේ විසඳන්න. අපි නෙමෙයිනේ හැදුවේ. ඒ දෙන්න කතා කරලා මේක විසඳන්න ඕනේ. මම කතානායකතුමාට උදේ කතා කරා. එතුමා කිව්වා මම නීතිපතිතුමාට එවලා තියෙන ලිපියක් උපදෙස් අරගන්න මම ලෑස්ති අග්‍රවිනිශ්චයකාරතුමායි කතා කරන්න. ඉතින් මම අග්‍රවිනිශ්චයකාරතුමාටත් කියන්නම් කතා කරන්න කියලා. මේක අපි ඔක්කොම එකතු වෙලා විසඳන්න ඕනේ. මේ සතිය තුලදී විසඳන්න ඕනේ. මොකද තවත් ප්‍රශ්නයක් තියෙනවා. මේ රටේ ව්‍යවස්ථාව හතරවෙනි වගන්තිය යටතේ ජනාධිපතිය තමයි රටේ ආරක්ෂා භාර දීලා තියෙන්නේ. රට ආරක්ෂා අභ්‍යන්තරයෙන් පිටි. දැන් මෛත්‍රීපාල සිරිසේන මහතුමාට විරුද්ධව ශ්‍රේෂ්ඨාධිකරණය දඩුවම් කරේ ඒ කාලේ රට ආරක්ෂා කරේ නැහැ කියලා. ඉතින් රට ආරක්ෂා කරාමට ත්‍රිවිධ හමුදාව වුමනයි. පොලිසිය වුමනයි. STF එක වුමනයි. ඒ වගේම මට බුද්ධි අංශය වුමනයි. ඉතින් ඒක නැතුව ගියොත් මොකද්ද වෙන්නේ? ඉතින් මට රට ආරක්ෂා කරන්න තියෙන්න ඕනේ. අනික මම දන්න හැටියට ගිය සතියේද ඊට ඉස්සෙල්ලා සතියේදී මේ මත්ද්‍රව්‍ය කඩා කප්පා කරන තව ව්‍යාපාරයක් සකස් කරලා තියෙනවා. ඒක මේ සතිය ආරම්භ වෙන්න තියෙනවා. දැන් ඒක ආරම්භුනේ නැත්නම් මේ මත්ද්‍රව්‍ය ඔක්කොම කුඩුකාරය ඔක්කොම මෙතන කානිවල් එකක් දාන්න යන්නේ. ඉතින් ඒකත් තියෙනවා මේ ප්‍රශ්නේ. ඉතින් මම කැමතියි කතානායකතුමාටයි අග්‍රවිනිශ්චයකාරතුමාට කතා කරලා අපි බලමු මේක විසඳන්න. අපි කොහොම හරි විසඳනවා. මම එකක් කියනවා සැප්තැම්බර් 21 වෙනිදා මැතිවරණ කොමිසමට ඡන්දෙ තියන්න පුළුවන් විදියට මම වැඩ කරනවා කියලා ප්‍රකාශ කරමින් වචන සල්පය අවසන් කරනවා.
Minister Manoj Nanakara said that when President Ranil Wickremesinghe took office, the country was facing a severe dollar shortage and institutions were unable to pay salaries to officials. He appealed to foreign workers and those with work permits abroad to send dollars back home. It was the children who sent dollars to the country, which is why we recognize their contributions. Out of love for their homeland, they supported them financially. Today marks the 24th event of the Jagam Sri Lanka program in the Colombo district. They must prepare their children to thrive in the moral world. They also revised labour laws. Minister Badulla said that 2 years ago, for the first time since independence, the people of this country faced an economic crisis, enduring long queues for fuel and gas. At that time, society was fraught with tension and resentment, primarily due to the shortage of dollars. Although there were some dollars available for importing essential goods, there were not enough to import fuel. State Minister Jagat Pushpakumar said that Jagam Sri Lanka initiative began its first program in the historic Anuradhapura district today. All foreign employment agencies and officials are present here in the Colombo district. You didn't come seeking jobs today. Jobs have found you. They had made a strong effort to rebuild the country from the economic crisis. Prime Minister Dinesh Gunawardena said that the situation in the country 2 years ago speaks for itself and there is no need to dwell on it. President Ranil Wickremesinghe accepted the challenge of rebuilding the country. He took steps to achieve economic and governmental stability, integrating all sectors. When he took office, businesses were collapsing, but he stabilized the economy by working with the international community. Former MP Ravi Karunanayake said that even though the dark times are fading, the nation is yet to come out of the crisis. However, they see the road they must take for recovery. In order to walk on this road while making positive changes, they also need to think differently with a fresh mindset.
And in other stories, Sri Lankan women cricketers headed by Chamari Atapattu have successfully clinched the championship in the Asia Cricket Cup for the first time for Sri Lanka today.
They beat the Indian team by 8 wickets in the finals. More than 20,000 spectators were present at the Badulla International Cricket Stadium to witness the final encounter of the Women's Asia Cup Cricket Tournament. The Indian team, after winning the toss of the match, has decided to take into the field to bat. As a result, Shafal Verma and Smriti Mandana opened the Indian inning but failed to record a high score. The team was dismissed for 165 runs for the loss of 6 wickets. Mandana's 60 runs and Rishi Ghosh's 30 runs have gone a long way to consolidate the Indian innings to some extent. Sri Lanka women's bowler Kavisha Dilhari has captured 2 wickets.
Two sixes in the innings. Jemima Rodrigues was looking dangerous, but she has only herself to blame. Sachin Sansala with the throw at the top.
Well, they went from the beginning. They knew they had to because it was a big target, and the captain, it wasn't to be her day. Well, Chamari Atapattu decided it was to be hers because she had been the one.
Captain Chamari Atapattu and Vishnu Gunaratne opened the Sri Lanka team for the chase of 166 runs. Harshita Samaravikrama has remained unbeaten with 69 runs. Atapattu's 61 runs and Kavisha Dilhari's 31 runs not out have contributed in a big way towards Sri Lanka's victory. Accordingly, the Sri Lankan team has tasted victory in the 18th over, surpassing the victory target of 166 runs with 8 wickets intact.
Moment to behold by Chamari Atapattu, Sri Lanka. Kavisha Dilhari, one of the many girls from their most native neighbourhoods, have etched a moment that Sri Lankan cricket will remember for all time. A watershed moment as the sun sets in Sri Lanka. Women's cricket is rising, its future is exciting, and it is.
අතර ගොඩක් සතුටුයි මම ෆීල්ඩ් එකේදී මට කැචස් දෙකක් මිස් වුණා. හැබැයි මං හිතුවා මේ මැච් එක කොච්චර ලකුණු ගැහුවත් ඉන්දියන් ටීම් එක මම ඒ ලකුණු ගහනවා කියලා.
I'm really happy about my team performance, especially our batting performance. So special thanks go to young Harshita Madhavi and Kavisha Dilhari. They finished really good. Yeah. No, never. Special thanks go to Sri Lankan people, the crowds. They help my team. They trust my girls. I'm so happy. A lot of spectators come to see the game, so I'm really happy.
To Chamari Atapattu, Sri Lanka champions of the 2024 Women's Asia Cup. And now Chamari,
the player of the match was Harshita Samaravikrama. The player of the series is Chamari Atapattu. This was the first occasion Sri Lanka recording victory in the Asian Women Cricket Tournament.
Champions. So well deserved. So many players contributing to that performance. And this will be one they'll remember forever. This is one that can't be taken away from them. They've announced themselves on the world stage as a power to be looked at. A young team as well.
Hello.
Hello, sir.
Congratulate and kata kare.
Ani, thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Good dedication, good teamwork.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Okay, we'll see how we can help you
You come back, huh?
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you very
Tell
much,
the
sir.
team also the rest.
Much appreciate your support. Thank you.
Passara electorate meeting of the Samagi Jana Balawege was held today under the leadership of opposition leader Sajith Premadasa. The meeting was conducted at the Passara Pradeshia Sabha grounds with the participation of SJB Badulla district political representatives and a group.
Badulla district ke asana 9ක් තිබෙනවා. ප්‍රාදේශීය ලේකම්
Opposition leader Sajith Premadasa said that there are 9 electorates and 15 Pradeshia Sabha administrative divisions in the Badulla district. There are also 567 Grama Niladhari divisions. SJB leader further said that the district also includes 2,580 small villages. He added that the ashes of his late father were interred in Vasanagama of the Viyaluwa electorate. Sajith Premadasa further pointed out that he wishes to inform the people in the Badulla district, whom his late father had shown great affection, that plans are underway to implement development plans centering on all 15 Pradeshia Sabha divisions. There will also be 567 development plans for the 567 Grama Seva divisions. A presidential development task force centering on the Badulla district will take measures to develop the area. He also said that the president of the country would be educated on a daily basis on the development activities taking place in the Badulla district. He has also promised to introduce digital technology and other modern technology devices in the development process of the Badulla district. All activities would be closely monitored.
වසම් 567 ගම් 2580 දින පතාම මොකක්ද කෙරෙන සංවර්ධන ක්‍රියාවලිය අපි ඊ තාක්ෂණයේ
Leader of the National People's Power, Andrew Kumar Dissanayake, says that the country should embark upon a new political journey. He made these remarks participating in the Mathura conference of the NPP yesterday. The NPP leader has presided over the party's Bank and Financial Forum of the Mathura district. Party representatives and general public were also present at the occasion. Leader of the National People's Power, Andrew Kumar Dissanayake, said that the need at present is to move away from the old and traditional political camp and to build a new political environment. The initial feature of the change will occur with the National People's Power securing presidency at the forthcoming presidential election. Andrew Kumar Dissanayake also said that the existing method is unable to bring the country forward. There is no need for Sri Lanka to continuously remain as a discredited country in the face of the world. He added that therefore all must join to end the false and unsuccessful political path and to unleash a new political avenue to bring the country forward.
Leader of the United Socialist Party, Siritunga Jayasuriya, says he will compete in the presidential election for the 5th occasion. Jayasuriya is also the candidate who had competed in the presidential election for the most number of occasions. Leader of the United Socialist Party, Siritunga Jayasuriya, said that Anura Kumara and Sajith Premadasa are saying that Ranil had travelled half of the distance in the wire bridge. Jayasuriya has pointed out that Ranil should be entrusted the task of completing in walking the remaining distance as well. There is no need to appoint another person to complete this job. Siritunga Jayasuriya further said that it is these types of groups that the mass media of the country exaggerate as organizations in the mainstream. But he added that it is not so. The verdict on the presidential election will be delivered on the 21st of September.
Parliamentarian Nama Rajapaksa says in future every political decision would be taken in order to protect the party and the party activists. He has addressed the public in a meeting in Pitipanahomakama today. Parliamentarian Gamani Lokuge, former provincial councillor Shanaka Valivatta, Pradeshia Sabha members and party members have also attended the occasion. Parliamentarian Gamani Lokuge has stated that they had elected Ranil Wickremesinghe as the president and further pointed out that Wickremesinghe had fulfilled his task as expected. The MP also said the decision pertaining to the presidential election will be taken at short notice. Lokuge also said that they, as the Podi Peramuna, MPs always rally around the party and further said that they extend their support to Nama Rajapaksa, who has been appointed as the national organizer of the SLPP. Parliamentarian
එතුමාට ඉදිරියට යන්න අපේ ශක්තිය ලැබලා දෙන්න. අන්නේ කටයුත්ත අපි කරනවා කියන එක මේ සභාවේදී මම කියන්න කැමතියි.
Parliamentarian Nama Rajapaksa said that they are engaged in politics based on policies. The fight is not against individuals. The national organizer also said that some people believe that deals through personal talks would resolve problems. Nama Rajapaksa said that they are dealing with their party activists and their political decisions should protect all of them. It is only through the protection of the party and the party members that the country could also be protected. In order to protect the policies, it is necessary to obtain power. The MP added that SLPP is ready to face any election as they are equipped with a program and a vision.
A bountiful paddy harvest has been reported from many areas in the country in this year's Yalla cultivation season. The national television correspondent says harvesting of paddy in 80,000 acres of paddy lands in the Trincomalee district is scheduled to be conducted. Rain at appropriate times and reporting of affliction of plant diseases during the year in comparison to previous seasons are reported to be the main factors behind the successful harvest. These facts have been stated by the farmers and the Assistant Commissioner of Agrarian Services in the district, N. Vishnudasan. Farmers in the Vavuniya district have also reaped a high output in their paddy cultivation. Harvesting has begun and the Office of the Director of Agriculture in Vavuniya says that the expected paddy harvest in the Yalla season is 25,203 metric tons.
Reports say that despite the reduction of the price of bread, many businessmen fail to implement the price reduction. The consumers say they are not receiving the benefit of the decrease of the price. The All Ceylon Bakery Owners Association has decided recently to bring down the price of a loaf of bread of 450 grams by 10 rupees. But it has been reported that certain shop owners continuously deprive the customers of the benefit of the price reduction. President of the National Consumer Front, NPK Vanigasinghe says during his spot inspections in many sales points, he found that shop owners continue to sell bread under different prices, disregarding the price reduction. President of the National Consumer Front, NPK Vanigasinghe says although the weight of the loaf of bread is stipulated at 450 grams, many bakeries don't provide the bread at the exact weight. The Director of the Weight Division of Consumer Affairs Authority
Minister Pavitra Vanniyarachchi says a clear increase in the number of tourist arrivals has been observed this year in comparison to the figures recorded in the last 2 years. She had made these remarks participating in a media briefing titled 2 Years of Progress and the Way Forward, held at the Presidential Media Centre today. In the first 6 months of this year alone, around 360,000 tourists had visited the island. Minister of Wildlife, Forest Resources, Conservation and Irrigation Minister Pavitra Vanniyarachchi said that compared to the past 2 years, 2024 is expected to see a significant rise in the number of local and foreign tourists visiting attractions managed by the Department of Forest Conservation. She noted that 364,521 tourists visited in the first half of 2024, with 40% of them being tourists.
And we have more news from home in brief. Carpeting of a portion of a road from Kapitipola to Dehipola via Dangamua commenced recently under the reconstruction of rural roads. The government has spent a sum of 28 million rupees on the program to repair 2.5 meters of roadway. Smart classroom equipment were handed over to the Lumbini College of Kanumuldeniya North under the leadership of Minister Mahinda Maravira. The program is being implemented under the program of building smart classrooms for schools and Pirivenas for the 2030 program. An extent of nearly 20 acres of land have come under fire in protected mountain range of Buduruvagala in Vallavaya. The fire, which began last night, burned and spread till this morning. It has been reported that the strong dry climate and windy situation have expedited the spread of the fire. 4 roads reconstructed carpeting in the Run Sathapum tourist zone in the Moragala tourist zone in the Benthara at the cost of 130 million rupees, funded by the Western Province Administrative Fund, was vested with the public. 65 new electricity lights in an extent of 2 kilometers in the Run Sathapuma tourist beach zone was also launched. The Mahasangha Western Province Governor Roshan Gunatilaka and State Minister P.R. Nishantha also attended the event. And that's all the news we have from home. Stay tuned for international stories coming up next.
You can make a difference. It is your duty to help eradicate dengue. Clean up your environment at least once a week. A message from the Dengue Control Unit of the Ministry of Health.
A fire raging out of control in Northern California has rapidly become among the biggest ever in the western U.S. state.
The wildfire has grown by 5,000 acres an hour as it spreads across parts of Northern California. The park fire, which started on Wednesday in a suspected arson attack, has burned more than 350,000 acres of land northeast of Chico. The fire was just 10% controlled despite the efforts of more than 3,700 personnel with over a dozen helicopters and several planes. About 2,500 firefighters are battling the blaze, which has been fueled by steep terrain and wind gusts. It is now the largest fire in the state this year and has consumed an area more than 1.5 times the size of New York City's 5 boroughs.
Israel says they launched a strike on Hezbollah targets in Lebanon after 12 children and young adults were killed in a rocket strike while playing football in the Israeli-occupied Golan Heights. Israel has blamed the Lebanese militant group for Saturday's strike on the Druze town of Majdal Shams, but Hezbollah has strongly denied any involvement. Early today, the Israel security forces said they had conducted airstrikes against 7 Hezbollah targets deep inside Lebanon's territory. It is unclear whether there were any casualties. The rising tensions have the potential to trigger an all-out war between Israel and Hezbollah, whose forces have regularly exchanged fire since the outbreak of Israel-Gaza war in October.
People in Sudan's North Darfur region are facing acute food and medical supply shortages with fierce clashes between the Sudanese armed forces and the Rapid Support Forces. The recent escalation of conflict in El Fasher, capital of North Darfur region, has resulted in the deaths of around 750 civilians with over 4,700 injured. Currently, 800,000 people are trapped in El Fasher. Humanitarian aid cannot enter the city, leading to an extreme shortage of food, medicine and other supplies, according to the World Health Organization. The conflict in the Darfur region has displaced over 4 million people in the past year.
12 people were found dead and 6 others injured after a devastating rain-triggered landslide struck Nanyue district in the central China's Hunan province. Preliminary investigation shows that there are still 3 people buried. Over 240 rescuers have been dispatched in the rescue efforts are continuing. All the injured have been sent to hospitals for treatment. The average rainfall in the Nanyue district was 262.2 millimeters.
A heartwarming video captures 2-year-old female panda Shun Yu relishing in a feast of bamboo while reclining leisurely in her enclosure at a base in China Conservation and Research Center for the giant panda in southwest China's Sichuan province. The charming black and white bear adeptly uses her hands and feet to maneuver while dining, even ingeniously employing her belly as a makeshift table for her chewed bamboo, creating an irresistibly cute sight. Shun Yu, born in August 2022, is the daughter of Kiao Kiao, a female giant panda rescued from the Mount Xiyunyang scenic area, making Shun Yu a second-generation member of a wild panda lineage. The China Conservation Center stands as a global leader in preserving and breeding the panda population, as well as reintroducing these endangered animals into their natural habitat.
Kamu dah macam prima kotumi fantamai.
Sri Lanka was represented for the first time at the Paris Olympics today with badminton player Viren Singh competing against Lee Zijia of Malaysia. The match was conducted as a men's single event in the G category. Jia won the first round 21-14. He won the second round as well 21-12. Accordingly, Jia was the overall winner 2-0.
Australian female swimmers have been successful in creating a new record in the swimming events of the Paris Olympic Games yesterday. The daily Olympic events are being telecast live via ChannelEye of the national television. Medal in the women's 100x4 freestyle relay event as well. The silver medal in this event was secured by America and the bronze medal by China. Martinez Lucas of Germany has clinched the gold medal in the men's 400-meter freestyle event. Australia and South Korea have secured the silver and bronze medals of this event respectively. US swimmers have won the gold medal in the men's 400-meter in the freestyle relay event. The silver and bronze medals in this event have been taken over by Australia and Italy respectively.
Kamuda machan, prima kotumi, fantamai.
And that's all the news we have for tonight. Join us tomorrow at the same time for the very latest on Channel Eye. I'm Dhulanjali, together with Lakshita, signing off. Good night.
Good night.